So finally the day is here. We got the dozer on the property. I'm gonna get right to it, get right to work. I have this thing for a full 7 days, so I'm sure we're gonna have some sick stuff built. Hopefully by the end of that we'll have a bunch of sick stuff built. I gotta learn this thing. I'm just gonna start over here. Thinking I'm gonna make the pit bike track over here, other track back there, and then some side-by stuff intertwined in the mix. But just so I can learn this thing, I'm gonna scrape a little bit in here, see what I have, pile up some dirt, and then go from there. Start with the big bike track first and then do the pit bike track last, just in case I do run out of time. I know I can do the pit bike track with riding skid steer, so I'm gonna get this thing fired up, warmed up, and we'll get at it here. Definitely gonna have a few track build videos between the big track, pit bike track, and side-by-side stuff. If you guys wanna see all that built and you're new, make sure you're subscribed. While you're at it, like the video if you're stoked to finally see some new content on the channel and get some tracks going here. We'll let this thing warm up and we'll get to it, start going at it. Alright, so it's been a few hours now. I got most of this area stripped down a few inches, piled up the dirt surrounding pretty much the whole area. I still kind of am going to smooth out a little bit, but this gives me a better idea on what I can do with the space, what we want to put here, how we want to lay out the pit bike track. And this is probably 3 times the size already from the track that we have over at Ryan's. So I'm going to scrape a little bit more that way, wind it up, and then might do a woods loop in the back and incorporate that into the track. This thing's doing good. It definitely would have been nice to have a little bit bigger of a machine. I kind of got to stop, like lift the blade up a little bit, won't push as much as I thought, but getting the job done. As you can tell by the sky, looks like I'm about to get poured on. Not a good sign. Keep chugging along before it rains here. Some impressions looking at this dirt. It's like really good soft dirt, really not too many rocks as of what I see right now. You can get a better perspective on how big the space actually is. Only just this alone, it could have a solid pit bike track put together, but might as well scrape the rest of it, maybe even have 2 separate tracks. We'll see. I'm about to get poured on for sure. The rain's coming down. It was pouring for the past like 10 minutes. Trying to figure out the big bike track layout, just driving around in the truck. I put together some different potential options on what we can do, how I should lay it out, how I should utilize the whole property. I'm not gonna use the whole property for the track, but directions and hills and stuff we wanna go up and down to make into jumps, so trying to figure that out. I have a rough idea on what I wanna do, but I probably should have a general idea on what I want before I start dozing away and building stuff. This grass is so tall, it's like over the hood in some parts. Going through here. Wish I brush hogged some of this first, or brushed hog out a track. It probably would have made it a little bit easier. Ran past over, we'll get back to it, and we'll start on the big bike track now. Get going on that. Decided it wanted to rain again, so this is cool. Under this little tree, still getting soaked, but we'll wait it out. Definitely not ideal right now. All right, day 2 out here. It rained pretty much all day, on and off, so I didn't get too much footage, but update, we got this corner right here, up to this jump. I don't know how much I showed. I'm coming up to the top here, come to the landing, and then a jump. It'll jump downhill, which I have to start on the landing right now. So we'll hop back in the dozer, get at it here, and hopefully by the end of the day, the plan is to have this whole section over here done, or at least the main big jump. So I want to have a couple like rhythm section, big table that jumps down this hill, or a big table in the middle, then another jump down the hill, then back up around into this corner. So we'll go at it here and get some stuff done. Fire this thing up, let it warm up. Alright, so it's been a while since I've updated you. The camera actually died. I had to charge the battery. So gotten done here. I'll give you a little loop on the e-bike. We'll do a little ride around. So right here, the track is going to loop around the whole back, come around, hit this little tabletop, and lead you into, I'll take you up there, probably the biggest jump I'll have on the track. It'll be similar to the other one I just built, which I'll show you in a minute. But let me get through here quick. So it's gonna be kind of like a little S-turn, and then it's gonna bring you right into this into this jump. Plan is to have this double the size, and then add the landing, kind of sweep it down, more of a more gradual landing. That way this jump we can actually hit just straight on if we wanted to, and loop into the other section. One thing I didn't account for until I started building it was the sun sets over here. We ride in the afternoon and it's sunny, it's gonna be right in our eyes, which isn't good. I guess it is what it is, but we got that going, and I'll take you over to the middle section. All right, now you can see it a little bit better. There's the landing for the first jump, and the lip, and then full landing right here, which will come down, you'll hook a left, and then you'll come up and around, add another jump in here. You'll jump like down the hill, the plan is. Hard to tell how it's sloped until I get all the grass off, but you can tell it kind of dips down. So if you're gonna come jump down into that little gully, jump out, and then it's gonna loop all the way back around, and then loop back into that table. So the plan is after this, have a little rhythm section, jump down the hill, and a sweeper with a bunch of rollers in it, either roll or double, triple, however you want to do it. Have a bunch of those lining that sweeper, and then maybe 2 more good sized jumps in the back section before you hit this table. So that's the plan right now. And then over here, of course, finish that landing, then another little table down the final hill, loop back around, jump up the hill, and then loop it back into this other corner. Maybe add a couple little things before that, nothing too crazy in between there. So the plan right now, I'm sure it'll change, but bring you up to the lip. You can get a better perspective on this. So comes up the hill. It's about, Ryan and I walked it out, it's about 100 feet from lip to landing, a little bit less. I'm probably gonna have to lift this up a little more because it does come up the hill, but I don't think it's steep enough to actually send you high enough to clear over to that. So, but what I'm trying to do is get the bulk of the stuff done, the most of the dirt I can moved, because once I don't have this dozer anymore, it's gonna be really hard to do with the skid steer. So as long as I have the bulk of the stuff moved, I can pretty much do the rest of the skid, and I won't have to worry about it. But if I don't have like most of the track finished or half the track finished, it's gonna be a pain to do with the skid steer. But nonetheless, I should be able to finish up the track in the next few days here before he's got to pick it up on Sunday, and have a pretty sick track. This will probably be into 2 videos, so this being the first track build video, and then maybe 1 more, and then of course the first ride on the track. So that's the plan. I still got to scrape some dirt for the pit bike track, scrape all that. Definitely have quite a bit of work to do, that's for sure. All right, well, packed up for the night, and we'll be back here in the morning, get back to it. So it's day 3 working on the track. I just got here this morning. We'll get the machine warmed up, but I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys wanna see the next track build video, make sure you subscribe. If you wanna see me doing it before I post the video, so you can follow my Instagram at Tyler Monagan. Like the video if you're stoked to finally see a track going here. We're gonna have all this finished up today. So next video, we'll have this full top section done. Hopefully the rest of the track, depending on how many videos I wanna make this into. You can kind of see this whole section a little bit better now, looping into this jump here. Shout out to Justin too for cutting all this grass for me yesterday. Let me know in the comments some potential pit bike track ideas, big bike track ideas. I can always change it, what different sections I can change and do. Ideally to have more tabletops, but it just takes so long to build a table. Like that little mini table over here took so long just to pile up all the dirt. So stay on the lookout for those, and on that, I'll see you guys in the next video.